Do you want to learn how to sell your house by owner? Well, today I'm going to give you some tips. Hi there, I'm Stephanie Frost with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Home Team Realty in Ocala, Florida. And I'm here every Tuesday to tell you about all things real estate in the Ocala and Marion County, Florida area. Look, even though as a real estate agent, I think that most of the time selling your home on your own is a bad idea, I completely understand that there are times when a seller just has no choice. And it is possible to sell your home on your own without a real estate agent. I'm not going to tell you it's not. It won't be as easy. And believe it or not, you might not make as much money, but it can be done. So if you really want to go it alone, here are some tips for selling your home by yourself without an agent. Step 1 is to figure out a listing price. And this is the most important part of selling your home. Price it too high, even in this market, and it's just going to sit there. Price it too low, and you're going to be leaving money on the table. And you can't just say, well, the guy up the street sold his house for $300,000, so mine should be worth that too, right? Because it doesn't work that way. I have sellers tell me pretty much that same thing when we're talking about pricing their home. And in actuality, it turns out that the neighbor just put on a new roof last month, or he has an acre more of land, or maybe he just remodeled the entire house. Or maybe the opposite's true. Your house has a great pool, his doesn't have one, or you have the new roof, whatever. The point is, you have to find the most recent closed sales of homes that are as close to yours as possible and in as close to the same size and condition as possible, and then price it accordingly. Step 2 is to get some great photos. Unless you got mad camera skills, hire a professional. Yeah, it's going to cost you a couple $100, but it's going to be money well spent too. Since most buyers start their home search looking online, those photos are what's going to draw buyers in or push them away. If the photos don't show your home off and make it look amazing, the buyers won't have any reason to come see it in person. Step 3 is video. Buyers love video, especially here in Florida, where we have so many people relocating here from out of state. A good video shows the layout of the home, where the rooms are in relation to one another, and it really lets buyers get a feel for the floor plan, all without being here in person. And if they like what they see, they're going to be excited about your home before they even walk in the door. Step 4 is to make sure that you provide all the proper disclosures. And there are a lot of disclosures that sellers have to make to buyers when selling their home. By Florida law, a seller has to disclose to the buyer anything that the buyer can't readily see for themselves that would materially affect the value of the home. Things like leaks, water damage, does the home require flood insurance, is there a pending road assessment coming up, that kind of thing. If your home has a homeowners association, you're going to need to disclose that too. So make sure you know exactly which disclosures that you need to provide and how they have to be provided. Some can be verbal, some are required to be written. Step 5 is to figure out where to advertise your home. Selling your home by yourself means that you won't have the advantage of being listed in the multiple listing service. So you're going to have to figure out how to get the word out about your house. Just putting a sign in the yard ain't going to cut it. And honestly, your best bet today is social media. Get a dedicated property site and run some ads on Facebook, post it to Instagram, put it up on Zillow if you want to. Just be prepared because Zillow is kind of a mixed bag, especially when you're selling on your own. You're going to get a whole lot of phone calls from agents asking to list your house. And only about 18% of the people looking at homes on Zillow are actually planning to buy a house. So there is that. Now for the downsides to selling your home without an agent. And one of the biggest ones is that you're going to get a whole lot of buyers asking to see your home who aren't really creditworthy. Most real estate agents won't show homes to any buyers who aren't pre-qualified and actually able to purchase a home. It just doesn't make sense either financially or from a safety perspective. So a lot of those buyers are going to be out looking at homes for sale by owner because those are the homes they can actually get in to see. So expect to spend a lot of time showing people through your house and answering all their questions just to have them turn around and ask if you'll finance it for them. Or if they can lease it for a year, just until they get their credit straightened out. And then they'll buy it from you. You'll also probably get a lot of investors out to see your home. Investors are always looking for a bargain. They're either going to fix your house up and flip it, or they're going to want to buy it for a rental. But either way, they're going to need to get it on the cheap. And they know that you're not paying a commission, so they figure that they can save some of that money too and still get your home at a rock bottom price. And even when you find a buyer who's qualified to buy your house, they're kind of going to be thinking the same thing. So either way, you can expect some serious negotiating coming up. You're also going to have to be available to do all the showings yourself, which can be less than ideal when a buyer wants to see the house at 10 a.m. on a weekday. Yeah, you can limit showings to nights and weekends, but that won't work for a lot of buyers, and it also means that you're not going to be doing much yourself on those nights and weekends because you're going to be stuck at the house. Not to mention those buyers who are going to walk right up to your front door and ask to see your house. No phone call, no appointment, just knock, knock, knock. Can I come in? Yeah, it happens. It happens a lot, and I've heard the horror stories. So now you know a little bit more about how to sell your home by owner. But before you leave, check out my video about how to stage your home by yourself on a budget and still make it look like $1 million. And remember to like and subscribe because I do this every week and you don't want to miss anything.